Yo, 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 bitch! Podcastration Classic. Another week, another episode. And this one is a Brett episode, which I miss recording these at his house. We used to do these on his back porch, and I would show up with the recording gear, and he would be grilling food. He'd have good beers to review. I would be wined and dined, and yeah, it was nice. Thank you, Brett, if you're listening / watching this, maybe. Speaking of watching this, if you're a watcher of our podcast by some miracle, if you're that boring, then yeah, this is a video game one. This and the next episode will be. I got some good live action biking stuff coming up, but until then, you're stuck with video games. I like these though. I think it's a cool idea. Hear me talk and watch some cool video game shit. The game today is Tomb Raider 3 from PlayStation 1 back in the late 90s. I used to love this game. It was tricky. It was a puzzling game. It was different. This ain't run and gun shooting shit. You had really cool level design, real atmospheric stuff. There's a couple levels excluded that I didn't like. I like the really atmospheric jungle, desert stuff, you know, whatever. Yeah, this is part 1 of the Tomb Raider 3 remastered video I have, and it's me and Brett talking about, as the title says, bad art reviews. I found a website that this guy had, and he was basically saying he worked in an office, and he got sick of seeing all the parents putting up pictures of their kids' crappy drawings on the break room fridge and around the office. So he made a website just shit-talking these things, and you go on that website and just scroll down, and it had a picture of the art and his harsh reviews of them. From kids aged like 2 to 12. Oh, it was funny. And, well, we're going to talk about it some here. So I guess with that said, the less I talk here, the better I talk on the actual podcast. From 4 years ago, May something, 2021. So this is Brett and I talking about that shit. And I think it's a good one. I hope so. I hope all these are good. I hope somebody watches these. I'm putting a good bit of effort into these YouTube videos, and I don't know if it's a cool idea having live action and video games or not. But I couldn't decide, so I just did both, and that's the best I can do. All right, enjoy this podcast, and I'm going to go. Till next time, next week on Podcastration Classic. Out.
Grab a beer, sit down, and stick around. In 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thousand one, 1,002.
Dude, lifting some weights there.
Yeah. I didn't if you heard me counting, but I did over 1,000.
1,000. Yeah, right.
So, of course, Ron Burgundy, but
Yeah,
we're back. You got the two-time AWF champion again.
Two-time AWF champion.
Another treat for you guys.
Yeah. And that mythical wrestling federation that was yet to be even on YouTube, so.
Yeah, we were a bit before YouTube days. Probably for the best.
We're old. Yeah. Hey, I got a joke for you.
All right, I'm ready.
It's kind of a longer one. That's what she said.
I was going to say it.
Yeah. So, a guy walks into a fancy restaurant, and he goes up to the bar. Then he asks the bartender, how much for a beer? The bartender says $1. The guy is completely amazed at the price and immediately orders a beer. He then asks the bartender, well then, just out of curiosity, how much... Nice. How much for a New York sirloin? With a side of mashed potatoes and a salad and an entire cheesecake for dessert. And the bartender says $3. Of course, the guy is stunned, because that's a fucking great price. He orders everything, and after he's done eating his meal, he says, No, he says, wow, this food is amazing, especially at these prices. I really wish I could meet the owner of this place. And the bartender says, oh, well, he's upstairs in his office with my wife. And the guy looks at the bartender confused and says, what is the owner doing upstairs with your wife? The bartender says the same thing I'm doing to his business. Okay. I honestly didn't even, read the finished punchline to that one. I'll give you another one here. Screw it, because why not? We'll tell a bunch
Yeah,
of
let's
jokes.
let's start it off with
Yeah.
a couple of bad jokes. Why
Yeah.
not?
Okay,
Bad podcast, bad jokes. You know how it goes.
exactly. A guy goes to pick up his date for the evening. She's not ready yet, of course, because they never are. So he has to sit in the living room with her parents. The poor guy has a bad case of gas and really needs to relieve some pressure. Luckily, the family dog jumps up on the couch next to him. He decides that he can let a little fart out, and if anyone notices, they will think that the dog did it. He farts, and the woman yells, "Spot, get down from there." The guy thinks, yes, they think the dog did it. He releases another fart, and the woman again yells for the dog to get down. This goes on for a couple more farts, until finally the woman says, "Damn it, Spot, get down before he shits on you." That's all the joke was. Isn't that terrible?
An Islamic terrorist decided to leave the battlefield and return to his ancestors' traditional way of life, herding goats. He got himself a small herd of goats in the mountains of Afghanistan, but he didn't know what he was doing. An old man led his herd of goats down a trail by the young man's herd and advised him, "If you tie a bell around your lead goat, you'll always know where he is." The young man tried it, and it worked. Day after day, the old man would give the young man advice. The young man liked his new lifestyle, but he was lonely. He decided to ask the old man for advice on this, too. "Don't you ever get lonely?" the young man asked the old man. "Of course," the old man nodded. "We all do. Here's what to do. Take one of your goats and tie her to a tree, then have your way with her."
Of course.
"Really?" asked the young terrorist dubiously. "Yes," said the old man. After a few more lonely days, the young terrorist couldn't resist. He tied one of his goats to a tree, stood behind her, and began to have his way with her. Just then, the old man and several other goat herders came down the trail and saw the young man and his goat. They all started laughing hysterically and slapping their thighs. "You said everyone did it with their goats," the young man complained. "Yeah, but not the ugly ones," the old man laughed.
These are so bad. They're great.
That one, it was in the morning, I was in the shitter, and it caught me off guard. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm going to read that one.
That's what I read mine on. The old thinking chair.
Mm-hmm.
The stinking chair
Yep.
becomes the thinking chair. Take a
And if,
beer
for
here.
those of you counting at home, I think we're up to 4 burps already. So,
Yeah, this beer is it's burpy.
yeah, it's a burpee beer. So, I think it's a new podcast drinking game. Every time we burp, you drink.
Most burps. I just did a
Even,
little
even
burp.
if you're Dave Jones and you listen to this on the way to work in the morning, you better have a beer with you.
Yeah. Stop and get a beer, you fucking jabroni, or I'll put dog poop in your mailbox.
It's better than Bill's.
Go ahead and fire us off with one more joke here.
One more joke. All right.
We'll just go joke happy.
I'm
this one.
going to go with this short one. Oh, God. All right. A guy walks into a diner and sees a sign hanging over the bar that reads, "Cheeseburger, $9.50, chicken sandwich, $10.50, hand job, $50. He walks up to the bar and beckons to one of the 3 exceptionally attractive blondes serving drinks. "Can I help you?" she asks. "I was wondering," whispers the man, "are you the ones who give the hand jobs?" "Yes," she purrs, "I am." The man replies, "Well, wash your hands. I want a cheeseburger."
so bad.
It's lame.
That's a terrible joke.
Anyway, so what's going on in your world these days?
Not much, man.
I've been swamped at work, so I've been like 70 hours last few weeks. So
I haven't been. I've been kind of busy at work, but I've been 40 hours, and then I've been so lazy. That's what I like when people ask, like, what's new? And I'm like, nothing. The same damn thing the last 12 times
That's-
you've asked.
yep.
You know, I was so lazy before COVID, but now this is just such an excuse to, like, just give up on life and just vegetate and eat like shit. I guess it's awesome if you're lazy, but it's a little...
So you're living like Americans.
Yeah. I was thinking too. I love that health conscious people or like hippies or whatever, the vegetarians, they eat vegetables to be healthy and or because they don't want to kill animals. And I think it's funny because the irony is I am vegetating. I'm literally just laying around, eating processed meat, being a couch barnacle, and by doing that, it's like I'm actually more of a vegetable than you are. So suck on that turd, you fucking hippies. But if you hear, you can hear me eating.
Just Tostitos.
Yeah.
The main attraction's the salsa.
Keep wanting I always want to say Doritos. I don't know Doritos.
Yeah.
They're,
He bought salsa, and I was excited because I'm a salsa guy. But it's black bean and corn, and I'm just not a fan of corn and stuff. I like corn on the cob with butter and salt.
yeah.
And I'll eat like a side of corn, but that's really it. I don't like corn. I don't like corn and stuff.
I'm not a salsa guy either. It's just something at Walmart. This was some fancy version of it that I had to know. I had to taste it. So I bought a whole jar just to dip in one bite.
If you go to Walmart and go to the like Hispanic foods aisle, that's actually that was a white week burp. That's 5.
Yeah.
6. There's like different salsas, like Taco Bell salsa, which whatever. But there's all these other different kinds over there. It's not your the aisle with the chips has like your Tostitos.
Yeah, that's what I got.
And then it has your like off-brand Tostitos, which is actually I think better than a regular Tostitos salsa. But
Yeah, that's what I got this from. It was like the different weird owl, and I just saw it. It just was the jar made it look appetizing, and I just had to know, so I paid for it.
Do you remember the time
have one little taste
when I had the trailer in Sarver, and it was like you, me, and Patty. There's 4 or 5 of us, and like we had the munchies. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, all I have is this homemade jar of salsa my mom made me, and like. It's homemade sauce. My mom's all about vegetables. And nobody really wanted it, but I dumped it out. And like I can remember Patty like did like a haymaker into it, and like we killed that jar of salsa.
just crushed it.
Yeah, nobody liked it, but
yeah,
when you're drunk and someone presents you with food,
yeah, and you got the beer munchies, it doesn't matter.
That's when I should like buy a bunch of vegetables. Maybe I would eat it when I'm really drunk. Maybe I'd like, you know what? I like raw carrots.
I tried. Nah.
Yeah, you tried it? Yeah.
I just do.
Whenever you cover a carrot with like, half a cup of ranch, I'll eat it.
Carrots are my nemesis.
No?
One. I think they look gross. They're everything about them just awful.
I was laughing
They're
at
a fucking root.
Jesse today at Walmart because she'll eat raw carrots, and I was going to get one of those roasts, like the slow cooker roasts, for dinner tomorrow. Throw it in the slow cooker in the morning. 5 hours later, you got dinner.
Yeah,
she was
that's my kind of cooking.
She's like, "Oh, I don't like cooked carrots or cooked celery." I'm like, "Bitch, you eat raw carrots."
Is she a goat?
She said it was a texture thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, she wants something
That's
hard.
a lot of my things.
Apparently, she wants something hard in her mouth.
It's a. Hold on, drum roll.
Yeah, I was seeing that she was looking. I'm sure she heard.
She's in earshot of all of these topics. So. Remember dead baby jokes? Get back to jokes.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that might be.
But before you move on, and I hope I don't steal your thunder, did you see the Facebook meme about a dead baby?
No, not that
I'm pretty sure Totuf or Refage put it up, but somebody had a tray of cookies like in a dashboard of a car, and it was like a sunny day, so portrayed it was really hot.
What do you mean in a dash? Like
on your dashboard on a cookie sheet.
Saying it's like hot enough to bake with.
Yes, and the meme was the cookies are ready when the baby stops screaming.
See, that's a good.
And then it said, "I like dark humor, but I think it's like Jesus Christ or something." That's dark.
That's what dead baby jokes are. They're not like puns. They're
disgusting.
They're just gross and disturbing. Even too gross and disturbing for.
And I'm pretty sure the world can thank Chance Roop for all of these.
Yeah, we had a former friend that he brought. Yeah, he was the one that taught us about these. I have some examples.
That's one more thing to beep out.
I'll give some examples here. Some of them are, like I said, they're too bad. Like I don't want to say them on our podcast, but here's some of the lesser ones. Like, how do you stop a baby from crawling around in circles? You nail its hand to the floor. How many dead babies does it take to paint a house? That depends on how hard you throw them.
I've heard that.
Yeah. What's more fun than throwing a dead baby off a cliff? I like this one. Catching it with a pitchfork. I got 2 more. What's the difference between a dead baby and a trampoline? Well, you take your boots off for the trampoline. And how do you keep your baby from exploding in a microwave? Well, you just poke some holes in it with a fork. But that's basically what they are. It's shock value.
You didn't tell the joke, though. The one that started it all. And I don't think we can say it on this podcast. You know what it is, right?
I'm going to try to remember it, and I'm just going to say it anyway. Well, is it the apple one?
Yes.
Okay, what do you...
No,
what's...
the difference...
You say it. Just go ahead and say it.
What's the difference between an apple and a dead baby?
That's right. Hold on.
I don't want to say this.
You don't come on an apple before you take a bite out of it.
Right.
Yeah. The other one I was thinking of was the what's noisy, pale, and like red all. What's noisy, shiny, pale, and red all over? Something like that.
I don't know that.
And the answer is a dying baby with forks sticking out its eyes.
God.
Yeah, that was the one that was like the first one I've ever heard. Yeah, they're pretty gruesome.
Rich and I always have a thing about our phone conversations that when the word fetus enters the conversation, it's time to hang the phone up. And it's a pretty good rule. I advise all you to follow it.
Yeah,
like, the conversation's not getting any better from there. Just go ahead and call it a night. Go to bed. Do whatever.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rule. I got a weird topic change for you.
I think that the gloves are off for this episode.
Did you ever wake up with morning wood in like any awkward places? Did you ever like?
Usually, if I wake up somewhere awkward, it's because I'm drunk. Well, and I don't really have a morning wood.
That's because I was thinking about like all the times in your 20s, you just wake up at places. You're drinking and you just sleep wherever. And I just think of like of all the couches I've slept on in my underwear, usually hungover. So I assume the alcohol, like also the alcohol will keep it from going. But it's
your blood's so thin.
Because my answer is not that I know of, but I'm sure there was a lot. I used to sleep over at like our friend Zach's house all the time. Yeah, like right in their living room couch, and they'd be up on the kitchen table. And I always wondered, like, I never noticed it, but I woke up in my underwear all the time, and I just think like I might have been having a leaning tower in my pants, and I never heard anything, but I was just thinking about it one day.
Maybe a micro machine leaning tower.
Yeah. That's one thing about having being Irish. Is at least it ain't that noticeable.
Got the Irish curse.
Yeah.
I'm Polish. I think I'm supposed to be hung, but what a lie that turned out to be.
Yeah. I think, well, you're Polish. You probably just misunderstood what the word hung meant. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I always thought, too...
Hitler had a different idea of hanging Polish.
Do you think if like, we live right by the Belmont swimming pool complex, it's a big public pool. I thought if you worked at a concession stand at a public pool... That'd be so funny to crunch up and like spike drinks with Viagra at the pool and just give it to people. That'd be weird, like little kids and stuff. But it would be, I don't know. You just wouldn't care if I would never work there because I'm a grown adult. But if I was a young teenager, and I guess you'd have to steal some off your grandparents. I guess either way that'd be weird. Now you'd go to jail big time for it. Just don't get caught. I don't know, but it would be pretty funny to see everyone like tucking and running out of the pool. Oh, here's a good burp.
I was in the pool. Remember that? The famous Seinfeld. I was in the pool.
I could never get into that show that much.
I can't. And it's dumb.
It was funny when I watched it. It just I don't know.
When it's funny, but you got to get through a lot of not funny stuff for the funny
it
stuff.
was more. The 90s. It was a little more adult humor. Damn it.
It's one of those where you got to kind of get the joke. If you took what happened in that show and like it's real life stuff, then it's funny. Like just the stuff, like whenever one of them dated the girl with man hands, and she was like cracking lobster crab legs and her like big knuckles. That's funny. Speaking of knuckles, remember that time at Arby's and Butler, that woman with like the mustache and the hairy knuckles?
Oh yeah.
She bumped my fresh curly fries with her hand, and I couldn't eat the first like 4 because I knew her knuckle hair dragged across them. And
she was a Neanderthal.
I'm pretty sure it was a her and not like a he that wanted to be a her.
But I remember she had like a bit of a mustache.
It was more than you and I had. We were like 19.
Yeah,
it was more than we had at the time.
Yeah, she had more puberty than we
Probably
did.
like a Crosby playoff beard.
Yeah, like not much, but enough, way more than any female
Should
period
have.
should have. So.
And if you do have that and you're a female, shave your face.
Yeah.
Give it an attempt. Make an attempt.
Exactly. Just make it like
Look like you're
just
trying.
look in the mirror. Like you look in the mirror, you'll be like, "Hey, I have facial hair and I'm a female." I don't know. I mean, maybe if she's into girls or whatever. But I mean, even lesbos, are they into chicks with facial hair? Like, just date a guy then. If
That's what I never got about lesbos. Like, yeah, they're lesbos, but they always like strap on each other. It's like, wouldn't you be able to save a step just by dating a guy?
Yeah,
You would have to strap one on.
let me do that. What the hell? Yeah, there's a lot of weird things like that. Like a lot of I always think you see guys that date or go for like the trannies that do the complete package. They're basic, I don't. What is it? Is it a case if you have a tranny that's everything girl, but they still have their dong?
I think so.
But now you have because they can get that.
Well,
they can get the dong reverted, inverted.
There's pre-op and post-op. But I don't
So I always
know.
think-
I don't know if they're both still
So I don't get
considered
the
trannies.
point. So if you want to do
It's the best of both worlds. They call it big tits, big dick. It's the best.
Yeah,
and you can't,
I guess.
you can't knock it up. So
Maybe see that might be that's the only thing I can think of. Like for the girls or the guys that turn into a woman and do the whole shebang, and then they date a guy. It's like, why don't that guy be like, then you're not gay. Just date a chick. Like if you're dating a dude that looks like a chick and their dong's gone and there's a vagina, what's the point? I don't get it. Yeah, like, there's a weird one. I don't want to know, I guess.
there's like lots of couples you see where like the guy became a girl, the girl became a guy, and they date each other.
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean, whatever makes them happy.
Yeah,
but
you know what? There's somebody for everybody, I guess.
How about on that note? That'll be a good time to go to a commercial break.
Yeah.
we'll reset our we'll recalibrate.
We're gonna reset our standards and we're gonna raise the bar. We promise.
Yeah,
We're gonna come back with some.
we're gonna lower them.
We're gonna come back with some intellectual talk.
Yeah. We'll make up for all this lowbrow humor. Bullshit. All right, commercial break.
There's nothing quite like riding a motorcycle on an open road. The wind in your hair, the engine vibrating under your seat, and of course that loud, thunderous roar that tells everybody, hey, here I am. And it's no secret that the louder the bike, the manlier the biker. So that's why we here at Thunder Pipes Limited hand-forged the loudest custom-made exhaust pipes on Earth. Using only the highest grade stainless steel and chrome, each pipe is painstakingly tested to produce an eardrum-shattering cacophony that'll rattle teeth, shatter windows, and drop the jaws of every jealous guy and aroused woman within a 12-mile radius. And installing Thunder Pipes will instantly transform your standard motorcycle from a cool curiosity into the demonic Duke of Decibels it was always meant to be. For example, this is your standard motorcycle exhaust. And this is a Thunder Pipes exhaust system. As you can hear, the difference is loud and clear. So don't just ride your bike, rule the road with Thunder Pipes! 'Cause volume equals victory.
Has your skin recently been becoming scale-like? Have your arms and legs been slowly turning into fins? Or has a large pair of gills been recently developing on your upper torso? If your answer is yes to any or all of these questions, then you are most likely suffering from a rare physical body-altering disease called aqua conversialis. If left untreated, you'll slowly but surely have to live an aquatic life for life, and your days of living on dry land are probably already numbered. But don't go jumping into the deep end just yet, because we have good news, a brand new treatment. Introducing Gilgon, the prescription-only drug that targets and eliminates all aqua conversialis enzymes and symptoms. Gilgon has been lab tested and proven to be 88% effective against human fish ailments, and that's 30% more than competing brands such as Begonophin or Scalelusium. But Gilgon may not be for everyone. Side effects may include crabfoot, lockjaw, short-term memory loss, long-term memory loss, bioluminescence, aggressiveness toward owls, severe stuttering, and an uncontrollable urge to migrate. These symptoms represent only a small percentage of patients, so it's nothing to worry about. Also, be sure to consult your physician prior to using Gilgon to see if it's the right drug for you. Remember not to exceed the recommended daily dosage or you could melt from the inside out. With modern science and technology, we can dump Aqua Conversialis overboard. So don't become a fish out of water and remain a land lover with Gilgon, your #1 cure against an underwater life.
Are you sick of your child moping around the yard all by himself, playing with action figures? And does your pet cat sit anxiously by the windowsill, longing to be out in the warm summer sunshine, playing along with young Billy? Well, now you can make them both happy with the all-new Kitty Kite. That's right, moms. Nothing says summer like sending a well-made kite sailing through the air. And with the Kitty Kite, your house cat can now join in on the fun too. Simply strap your cat's front and rear paws into their designated holsters and let the wind make your cat soar through the air like a bird. Both your cat and your kid won't get enough of the Kitty Kite. It's almost too fun. So get your kids and cats out of the house and into the air today with the Kitty Kite, made by Toy Corp. 'Cause where there's wind, there's a wonderful time to be had. Toy Corp is not responsible for the deaths of any of your cats and all that stupid shit.
All right.
I am Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
Okay, I don't.
You don't know that.
No, I
Yeah.
have no clue who that is.
The show Frasier.
Yeah,
You know what? I used to make fun of it, but it was on Netflix and I was binging it, but of course Netflix took it off the air. But not a bad show. I watched it after Cheers, because Cheers, I binged it. Actually, a really great show.
I've always.
Especially the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, I need to get into.
You get a chance, binge it. It's really good.
I'm gonna do on this beer review here before I forget. I drink the beer and then forget. So I'm drinking a Stone. It says Modern Time. Oh, that's just a. Okay, Stone Brewery Wizards and Gargoyles Hazy Coffee IPA. This is a beer I would have never have picked out myself because I think I'm not a coffee drinker, so I think coffee and IPA wouldn't go together very good. But I gotta tell you, it's pretty damn good.
You like it?
Yeah, I actually been. It's been giving me good burps for the show. And
Yep.
the more I burp on the podcast,
The more we burp, the more they gotta drink.
that gives it, a point on my scale to go with there. So I would give this I can't give it a 5. I'd give it. Well, hold on. Let me see. Let me say where it's from first of all. I like to be a little detailed on this. I'm kind of just looking at the artwork of the can and not. So like I said, this is This is a collaboration brew between Stone Brewery and Modern Times Beers. That's what that Modern Times was for. It says brewed and canned by Stone Brewing in Escondido, California, and Richmond, Virginia.
I'd assume that one probably came from Virginia then.
7% alcohol. So I like anything with 7% above.
Extra little brownie point.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give it a 5.
Holy, you heard it here first.
I give taste. I've been giving 5s out. Here's why. I'll give it taste is 4.
Been giving 5s like Paul Schultz gives hand jobs.
Yeah. But the combination of the burps and the higher alcohol and the collaboration brewing, I like collaboration. 2 breweries come together.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good American success story.
The coffee IPAs are good.
It surprised me. So hey, I tell you what, I could put a hurting on it. You give me a 12-pack of those.
You like the coffee IPAs. There's a lot of coffee IPAs out there. So just be careful because look at the ingredients because some of them include coconut and you don't want that in your beer.
I like coconut candy, but not in my beer.
Get coconut off the planet. It's time. Nobody's getting stuck on a deserted island anymore. Get coconuts out of here.
I've been watching that damn treasure hunting show, the Oak Island.
Is it any good? I
It's
look
just
at it,
it's really procrastinating.
Is
It like
it-
really.
Is it one of those shows where like they show like 5 minutes, then you do a 3-minute commercial, and they
Yeah.
show like 2.5 minutes? You already saw
it's,
again.
It's a half-hour show stretched out to an hour.
Yep,
It's really
I figured that.
fascinating, but you're better off to save wait till half the season, gets DVR'd and then go through and watch, speed it up. But it is interesting. But the coconut things was the their tunnels that they use for the water to like irrigation tunnels. Oops, sorry, I just bumped the mic. They found, however long they don't know how old it was, but a lot of coconut fibers because apparently like coconut fibers was good insulation or like waterproofing or something. That's it. That's all it was. So, which really is irrelevant for today. Brett's going to the fridge.
I apologize.
Yeah. So I don't know. Oak Island. It's a cool show.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. We might as well go to here. Each episode we do a main topic. And today's main topic, I'm going to do a plug for it's a website. It's called IamBetterThanYourKids.com. This website, now I seen it years ago, but I didn't know what it was called. I just remember I stumbled on a random website, and the premise of the website was a dude, I don't have the guy's name listed, but this guy worked at an office building, and every office cubicle, the people have their kids' art pictures posted up. And children art is terrible because they're children and they're stupid. They don't have even coordination. But a guy just was like, he's a comedian clearly, but he said he was sick of seeing all these pictures. So he started like taking pictures with his phone or whatever he had at the time.
Yeah, back then there was no.
Yeah. And he was posting them up on a website, and he was just critiquing them and trash talking them. Because, mostly to be funny, but anyway, recently I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to that site. So I like typed in bad kid art reviews or something, and first thing that came
Was
up
he
on
the first
Google.
one?
It might have been like top 3 or something. I don't know, like the most, but it was clearly the obvious one. So I clicked on it, and I actually seen some of the reviews that I remembered from way back then, and way more. So people probably sending him pictures and stuff, and he's reviewing them. It's pretty funny. Also on the website, you give it the top corner of the website, and there's like a little page, there's like a little thumbnail you can scroll through. I only made it halfway through. There's like 40 pages of reviews. So now, like, there's pictures of the drawings on the website, but here we can't.
Right.
You can only hear us because you don't want to see us. Trust me. But
yeah,
it's pretty funny. And like halfway through, he put in a big long page of there's always parents don't get the jokes like this, so a guy had to send him a full page of word, ripping into him, saying about how like you're immature, these are just kids, you ain't fair, blah 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 blah. So the comedian guy that runs the page, he had like 3-page reply, and it is so funny, and he just burnt the guy like big time,
Good.
It's great, yeah. So and the reason we bring this up, first of all, go on IamBetterThanYourKids.com. You'll see the pictures, the kid drawings, and read the guy's reviews. It's a pretty funny site. But of course, we're going to save you some step here, and me and Brett's going to read off some. We're going to read off some for you here. So I'll start us off. Like I said, you can't see the pictures, obviously, but so just use your imagination. So this is his review to Megan, whose age is 4. He said, first of all, I don't even know what this is. If it's supposed to be a dog, then it's the shittiest dog I've ever seen. F. And he grades them. He gives them all basically a letter F. I'll just read a few off here. So he said one to Kyle, age 8. First off, you spelled America wrong, asshole. Also, I could have sworn America's colors were red, white, and blue. There's no yellow anywhere, you fucking traitor. F. And to Lisa, age 6, he said, holy shit, I almost had a seizure when I saw this one. 3 words, too many colors. Also, eggs aren't supposed to have ears, dipshit. F. You're a turd, Brett. You could read a few.
I don't have the grades, but I got Caden, age 6. I'm definitely sure this doesn't qualify as art. What I'm not so sure about is whether this jumbled collection of paint Smears and lines even qualifies as garbage. I'm embarrassed for you. He really ripped Caden up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he gets the town on these kids. The kids are never gonna hear this, but
Seamus, age 4. Who names their kid Seamus?
yeah, that's who knows.
And on the 6th day, God took a break and didn't feel like making anything. Out of sheer boredom and apathy, he said, "Let there be Seamus." And there was Seamus, the pointy-headed, lumpy, stick-armed mess. Good enough, God said, and called it a day. I'm guessing he drew a picture of himself.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was lousy.
All right, we got Megan, age 7. This is a shitty illustration and a poorly written story, yet the message is an important one. He who has the money gets to decide where to go on vacation. Seems fair. Too bad the execution was so shitty. I was about to give you a C, but instead, you get an F.
Yeah. All right, I'll read a few here. So Brett, this one you've heard before. This is the classic. This is the one that got me onto the website to begin with.
I know what it is.
This is to John, age 8. Ding ding. Here comes the shipmobile. I've never seen a fire truck that needed to be shaved. I would rather be burned to death than be saved by this hairy piece of shit. F.
It's funny because he was trying to illustrate the light blinking or the horn honking,
yeah.
and it looked like strings of hair.
Yeah,
coming
it was
off of
terrible. So to Rachel, age 7, he wrote, "That's interesting. Everyone in this picture is white. Even the rainbow is white. Perhaps that's hard to say. Perhaps in an ideal world, everyone would be white. Isn't that right, Rachel? Or should I call you racist? Nice try, Hitler. F." Okay. Now to Jason, age 6, he wrote, "This one would receive an A if the assignment was to throw as much random shit onto a paper as poorly as you can. I've pissed patterns in snow that looked more coherent than this. F."
Here's Lynn, age 7, and it's funny because how's a 7-year-old supposed to... I can already see the picture by how he depicts this. Where's the flamingo's reflection, dumbass? Is he a vampire? And if so, is the rock he's standing on also a vampire? Because neither have reflections. And while we're at it, the dinosaur looks like a Probacatrosis? What?
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Which lived in the early Cretaceous period. The ancestors of flamingos didn't exist until the late Eocene. I can't read these words.
Like,
And he called her a fucking tool. And dinosaurs didn't have hair on their heads like humans. Fuck you. I want to see this picture.
you have to go to the website. And check
Apparently, what happened is she drew a flamingo on a rock on like a lake, and there's no reflection. And apparently, there's dinosaurs wearing wigs in the background.
Yeah, it must be like there was other birds. And
That's like vintage Bob Ross.
Yeah.
All right, Madeline, age 7. I am a brilliant critic, not only for my prose, but because I can decipher garbage like this. It's a scene with a lifeguard at the beach. My questions are, why is the parking lot floating in the air? Why is it even in the scene? How is it relevant to anything? And why is there a speech bubble next to the lifeguard if the text is hovering outside of it?
Oh, I remember that picture. Yeah, it was.
Why is it the entire scene two-dimensional? Is the lifeguard sitting on a pool, or does he have a long penis? So many questions, so little talent.
So many of these pictures have like big phallic dick things on them. They're like really look like dicks too. And they're not intentional. They're little kids just messing up. But man, is they like
this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
We did get him on the podcast.
Okay, I got 3 more to read. I'm going to read 2, and I'm going to save the best one for last. Okay, this is for Kelly, age 9. This was a Christmas gift from Kelly to her parents. Good job, Kelly. Now pack up your shit and find a find a foster home. Hold on. If my kids tried to pass this off as a gift, they'd come home from school and find all their shit outside in a box. What a lousy gift. Seriously. You give them video games and toys, and they give you some half-ass drawing with a crooked tree. I wonder how much a gift like this would set someone back. 5, maybe 10 minutes to find a napkin and some markers. It's like really dark. Okay. And to Olivia, age 6. What dad would want this? Also, if your dad owns a shirt that says, "No, I will not fix your computer," take the hint. And in case you still don't get it, the hint is to run away from home.
You have
I have
left.
one more left. So
Let me do. I got 2 left.
read them off and then.
This one's pretty funny. This is Jared, age 5. Well, for a piece titled "I can wipe, I can wipe myself," you clearly proving your point by wiping your ass with this canvas. Give us that he can wipe his own ass. Okay, and I got Hannah, age 5. Why is God shorter than you? And why? And why is he wearing a cabbie hat? Why are there so many fucking hearts everywhere? The creator of the universe has better things to do than to listen to another shitty hot cross buns performance on a recorder. You're 5. Get over yourself, bitch.
That's also starting to taste better and
He
better.
drew a picture of God and he critiqued it.
Okay. Now this picture is from George W. Bush, age 66.
What?
It was like George Bush had a picture he did posted up of a dog or something, or I don't know, I forget what it was. And he says, "Wow, George, I'm blown away by your inability to grasp a single consistent perspective in this painting. I can't tell whether the dogs are floating, laying down, or possibly even falling. In any event, terrible." That's all it was. But it was just funny that it was just, I had to put that one of them was George Bush's on that website. That's pretty good.
I'm glad I don't see the pictures, because
Yeah.
my mind can make up what the
There's-
pictures are.
I didn't even make it halfway through, so there might be some funnier reviews. And obviously with the pictures, I mean, the one picture, the review wasn't that good. 'Cause the review was like, "Dude, you're 15. You didn't even, just do, grow up or something." Like, by 15, you should be like a little coherent. Like, it's understandable that these kids aged, 4 to 9 or whatever are bad. But this kid's picture at age 15 was either trying to be as crappy as possible, or this kid has a severe, dyslexia or something. It was horrible.
I'm ashamed, because if you saw me try to draw anything,
but I'm
ever,
telling you,
I'm
you
bad.
could not do as bad as him. Like, you couldn't do, it was so
I don't know,
bad.
I could probably do. I can't even draw a stick figure after being proportional. So
That was half of it. Was it was so out of. I remember the neck was as long as the body. Things like that. Just not.
but maybe he was drawing that country where they stretched their necks out.
It could be India or something.
Yeah, why the hell? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What are you trying to prove by stretching your neck, or disking your lip? What are you trying to prove? Or, for Americans, gauging your ears.
They're
what are you
prepping them
trying
to deep
prove?
throat, so stretch the neck and. All right. I mean, hell, that about wraps this episode up.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Yeah. I'll go on to band review here. So, this is a new band, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't listen to the whole album yet. I've listened to about 4 songs, and they were pretty cool. The band is called Ritual Earth, and their album title is just, I don't know if this means anything. It's just MMXX. I don't know. I don't think there's Roman numerals with M's or something. I don't know. Or somebody might hear that and be like, "Oh, that means something somewhere." I don't know. Or maybe only the band knows. I don't know.
If you know, log on to the Facebook page and tell us about it.
Yeah, they're just a rock, not quite a stoner rock band. They're kind of grungier sounding, but just I wouldn't say hard rock. Just a classic, not classic, early '90s sounding rock band. I guess is what I'd call it. They're pretty cool, so check them out.
That sounds like it's up my alley, so.
Yeah, might be. Probably not, but most of my bands on here, I try to find more metal bands that I'm just growing out of metal. But,
All right, so that wraps us up, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing else. Anything else to end on that you can think of? I'm pretty. Yeah, give us
one random joke out of the book that I haven't read yet, so I
like it.
apologize. All right. Okay, this one's this long, this one's this long, Levon.
That's what she said.
My reading skills suck.
It's all right.
To celebrate their 7th wedding anniversary, a man and his wife spend the weekend at an exclusive golf resort. He is a pretty good golfer, but she only a beginner. When they head down to the golf course after a lavish lunch and a bottle of champagne, they notice a beautiful mansion and a couple of 100 yards behind the first hole. Let's be extra careful, honey, the husband says. If we damage that house over there, it'll cost us a fortune. The wife nods, tees off, and bang, sends the ball right through the window of the mansion. Jesus Christ, the husband says. I told you to watch out for that house. All right, let's go up there, apologize, and see what the damage is. They walk up to the house and knock on the door. Come on in, a voice in the house says. The couple opens the door and enter the foyer. Or is it foyer? I guess French. The living room is a mess. There are pieces of glass all over the floor and a broken bottle near the window. A man sits on the couch. When the couple enter the room, he gets up and says, "Are you the guys who just broke my window?" Yeah, the husband replies. Sorry about that. Not at all. It's me who has to thank you. I'm a genie and was trapped in that bottle for 1,000 years. You've just released me. To show my gratitude, I'm allowed to grant each of you a wish, but I'll require one favor in return. Really, that's great, the husband says. I want $1 million a year for the rest of my life. No problem. That's the least I can do. And you? What do you want? The genie asked, looking at the wife. I want a house in every country of the world, the wife says. The genie smiles. Consider it done. And what's this favor we must grant in return, Genie? The husband asks. Well, since I've been trapped in that stupid bottle for the last 1,000 years, I haven't had sex with a woman for a very long time. My wish is to sleep with your wife. The husband scratches his head, looks at the wife, and says, well, we did get a lot of money and all these houses, honey. So I guess I'm fine if it's alright with you. The genie and the wife disappear in a room upstairs and make love for an hour, while the husband stays in the living room. When they are done, the genie rolls over, looks at the wife, and asks, how old exactly is your husband? 31, she replies. And he still believes in genies? That's amazing. I kind of knew that was going to go there as soon That's why we proofread
This is
stuff.
good enough. That's a good way to end a podcast. So,
You guys got to give us, more to talk about, so we don't got to talk about the baby jokes.
hey, if you have any fucking topics,
And full disclaimer, we both do not support killing babies. We do support jokes about dead babies, though.
if there's a funny pun or a dead baby joke to be had from it, if it happens,
You got to look at the silver lining in things.
yeah. We're cup of dead baby blood half full on podcastration. All right, podcastration out. Till next time.
That was our show, and now we gotta run.